Hi, I'm dropping by to offer my own perspective, my own angle on a practice that I have been using, enjoying. The source of this kind of spin that I want to offer is wow, the lighting here is really, really weird. So yeah, that's better, right? The source of this practice that I want to offer is a wonderful, beautiful practice called welcoming prayer. Let's start with the fact that welcoming is wonderful as a practice to someone that is doing some self-development, some spiritual development, and overall is on what I call the surrendered path. The surrendered path is a path that has in it a prominent element of surrender in it. It's not all surrender, but it's a big part of it. So the welcoming prayer, I won't elaborate what it is, but it comes from this one wonderful, surprising teacher named Thomas Keating. He's from the Christian faith, but he is a teacher that is he's very integrative in his sources of influences, is actually very much influence and integrates a lot of Ken Wilber's work in his theory, and him and his collaborator, which I'm sorry I cannot remember her name right now, but they accentuated two kinds of practices. Centering prayer, which is the main practice, which is a kind of meditation, basically, and welcoming prayer, which is a kind of emotional, not only emotional, but embodiment practice for the day-to-day moments of life. It's complementary to the meditation practice, the centering prayer. So I've been practicing this welcoming prayer practice, which I won't elaborate. I think I have another video about it, so I can link in the comments below. But what I want to offer is something that I can phrase like connecting practice. So the reason I want to share this is that many people, me included, in this day and age, suffer from a lot of loneliness and a feeling of separation, seclusion, and a lot of separation anxiety, because not all of us are very good at social connections. And many spiritual seekers can be people that are challenged in that area of sociability. So we can be quite the recluse people. So for me, there is a lot of need to have a way to connect to something, to feel connected. I find myself being flooded with some loneliness anxiety, I call it. So this is quite is based on welcoming prayer. The basis of this is the ability to welcome things that appear inside me, like feelings, like sensations, like thoughts, well, that's what we have, people, humans. But it's oriented more around the word connection, not only welcoming, but connecting to, in a way that I hope can help people who live quite the reckless life to feel more that they have more connection in their life. So what we can do is stop or have a recess in our flow of activity and stop to be with something and connect with something in our inner experience, personal experience, human experience, and then maybe connect to something wider. But first we start with pausing whenever you feel like it, or whenever you feel like there's some inner tension, or whenever you feel alone. So you can say to yourself, I connect. For example, find a feeling or a sensation in your body or a kind of feeling, and every feeling has an embodied manifestation. So find a feeling or a sensation or even a thought, and first of all, like take 1 or 2 breaths, or even 3 breaths, and find the feeling or the sensation or even the physical manifestation of a thought in an area of your body, and say to yourself, I connect to this sensation or feeling or thought. I connect to this feeling, for example. And after saying that, try to focus your attention on some area in the body. It doesn't matter which. Preferably, it's an area that relates to that feeling. And then you can even address this area and say, I connect to you, or address the idea of that feeling or that thought, I connect to you. It's okay to be here. I connect to you. And just take a few seconds and just feel into that and feel into the way that it appears in your body. And really try to think of that that appearance, that manifestation as the kind of another person or a friend. And even if it seems to be not wanted, try to welcome it like kind of it's like with compassion, and try to connect to it, to its difficulty that resides inside that appearance, feeling, sensation, or thought. So after a few seconds of saying, I connect to you. So at first it went like, I connect to this, whatever name the feeling or sensation or thought. Breathe for a minute, and then it doesn't have to be an actual minute, it's like a few seconds, and then address it directly. I connect to you. It doesn't have to be very dramatic. I connect to you, you know. It can be like understated, light, like I connect to you. Then breathe for a second or two and see how you feel, you know. See how your posture is. Maybe see if you want to change some milli something in your posture or your breathing. Something is changing maybe. And after a short while, you can open this up and say, I connect to whatever is present in this moment for me. And see what is present. Maybe it's a sense perception, maybe it's a bit chilly or a bit hot in the room, or maybe it's maybe you feel your feet on the ground, maybe there's a noise. Just what does this moment entail? What stands out in this moment, and how can you just for a moment connect to that perception in the spirit of connecting, of not only allowing but also feeling connected. What do you connect in your environment to? What do you connect to in your physicality? What can you connect to? Maybe it's your cat in the corner, whatever it is. And if you can't find anything, just see what you feel in the body. One moment. See what you feel in the body and be willing to connect to that. And it's just a few seconds. And then you can open it up further and open to connect to something bigger. For me, it's I can use the name God, but it can be existence for you, or divinity, or goodness, or consciousness, or awareness, but something that is bigger than you, and it's a kind, the one that I most like is presence, actually, because it's very neutral. So you can say, I connect to God. I connect to the divine right now. And then see how you feel after you said that. And you can also say, I extend my heart or my hand or my soul to connect to the divine, or to presence, or to God, or the presence of God is one of my favorites. And I open up to be connected with. And don't expect anything to happen. The less you expect something to occur, the more you relax into this, and you'll be able to actually benefit. Because when people say connect to God, they go off on all kinds of imaginations. Actually, the presence of God can be a very, very, very simple thing, but it can be very, very transformative as well. But because the practice is around the feeling of connection, it's very down to earth. It's very integrated with even the lower chakras, you know, like the chakras that ground us in a feeling of just connection and warmth and familiarity. So we don't have to make it like about anything too woo-woo or spirit, ultra spiritual, okay? Just the presence. The presence of God is just like the way that I think I sense into it is just like a gong, but it's a gong that is like silently struck above me. Yeah. Silently struck. It doesn't make a sound, but it's like it has those waves of vibration that like go through my body and vibrate my body right into the present moment. That's kind of, I never said that in words before, but when I think about how I viscerally imagine the presence of God, that is the way that I imagine it. So, yeah. And after that, you can take a breath or two more. Yeah. Feel your grounding on the floor if you want. Feel your feet on the ground. Take 1 or 2 breaths into your belly, which is also grounding. Yeah. You can also blink a bit. It also is very regulating to the nervous system. And you can end that moment of practice. And then you can repeat it whenever, an hour later, a few minutes later, as much as you want. It can't harm you. It can just, for me, this idea of connecting, and not only welcoming, but really connecting, makes my kind of social juices flowing, but in a way that is not socially conditioned. Like I can feel connected. I can feel like, you can also take it to, I connect to humanity. I don't tend to go there. I connect to my people. I connect to my country. I don't tend to go there. So that is why I excluded that from the practice, the way that I describe it. But you can also go there, and I'm sure you will benefit from that as well. It's also, this is also inspired, sorry, from a Buddhist practice, loving kindness, I think it's called. But in loving kindness, you really try to wish well upon people, and I think it's a tall order for us sometimes. And my intention is just to take that feeling of separation and loneliness and just use it in its very raw, uh, how do you say? It's very raw state, and make use of it to give it a kind of reply, but one that takes it one step further. I meant raw form, like take the actual energy of loneliness and then transmute it on the spot to something a bit more evolved that can also soften the edges of the loneliness. So I'm not taking, I feel like loving kindness practice of Buddhism is a bit more like a stretch. It's like, it's another story altogether. So that is why I'm not taking it into that, although loving kindness practice also can soften the edges of the feeling of loneliness. But I think this is a way to do it without overstretching it, which can be self-defeating sometimes. Yeah. So that's it. I hope I'll upload it. If I do, you're welcome to ask any questions. I'm at your service in the comments below. Thank you.